Everyone. Welcome. Hopefully it's starting to feel like spring where you are. It's time to review our April toddler and preschool study, bees and butterflies. This is one of our most popular themes, so hopefully you already have ordered your box, but if not, now is the time. I'm Stacy with Experience Curriculum, and I have so many pictures to show you today of what's in the box and how we're going to use it, and just to inspire you again for another busy month ahead. This is going to be quick and casual. I'm going to try to keep it to 30 minutes, but this will be recorded and emailed to you if you want to look it over again. I have some team members with me today answering questions, so if you have any, you can just put those in the chat and they can help you out. Also, if you are interested in learning more about getting started with Experience Curriculum, please stay on after my presentation for another 15 minutes or so, and Sarah will be talking to you more about the curriculum. So let's get started with preschool. We'll start with the preschool box, but there are many overlapping themes and resources between the preschool and toddler boxes. So I'll try to point those out as we go. And then there'll be a section that features exclusively the toddler resources. This month's theme, we'll start by investigating the bee's body parts, life, and its work. We'll explore the shape of the honeycomb and then build a beehive. From pretending to be a bee to making honey, your child will learn how bees help and hurt us. As the topic changes to butterflies, your child will learn about the butterfly life cycle, and he will decorate his own butterfly and learn about butterflies migrating to Mexico. In this process, he will also get a closer look at the body parts. The month will awaken a scientific wonder and awe of the busy and beautiful world of bees and butterflies. So much to learn this month. Here are the 4 preschool teacher guides, one for each week. These are beautiful, user-friendly teacher guides packed with information and pictures to guide you through each lesson. These colorful photos are in each book that you can actually pull out and use for display in your classroom. So be sure to use those resources. They really add a lot to your theme throughout the month. These are the basic concepts for the month. They are formatted a little different for toddler, but they have some of the same basic concepts, and we'll look at those a little closer when we get to the toddler section. Our pattern this month will be the ABC pattern. We see that on the calendar and throughout the activities this month. Hexagon shape. We'll talk about the color white, numbers 15 and 16. We'll focus on letters M, X, and K in that order, I believe. And the word family is UG, like in bug and rug. We'll have sight words come, go, away, and here. The character trait that we'll be focusing on is respectful. Here's the April calendar. You can see the ABC pattern on the number cards. You see bee, flower, butterfly. And then it's also, the pattern is also repeated in colors, blue, green, purple, blue, green, purple. Kids pick that up really quick. The preschool family newsletter provides families with an overview of the theme web for the daily topics. There's some suggested books that they can check out as well with their child, and some suggestions for family activities. A paper copy of the newsletter is provided for each child to take home, but it's also available digitally on member resources. Coloring sheets are also available on member resources with your curriculum purchase. There's one page for each daily topic, and they feature Spanish and English words at the top. We have a recommended book list to use in coordination with our curriculum. 2 books are provided, and these additional books are suggested. You can find them in the library or purchase them online, like on Amazon or locally. You can also find some of these titles on YouTube and watch them being read. 4 of the books are available for free during the month of April on books. These are the 4 books for April. Even if you're using the toddler curriculum, you can access these animated storybooks as they are free for the month. We'll post a link to those in the chat. Now, currently it shows the March books, but then on April 1st, they'll switch to the April books. So you can check them all out. Each month we'll have a new CD. This month's genre is folk music. It's folk-inspired children's music. You can also stream these songs on YouTube or Apple Music, Spotify, or Amazon. A lyric sheet is also provided, so you can learn those songs along with your kiddos. Each week you'll get a sheet of key vocabulary cards, and these are in the back of the teacher guide and also included in your teacher materials as a printed on cardstock. You can put these like in your writing center or on a ring for children to look at while they play, or cover them during circle time. You can see the first letter of each word is a different color, so you can focus on the starting letter of each word and its sound. A butterfly matching game is available for you in member resources to download and print in addition to the materials that will be included in your box. Here's a look at our daily lesson plan. There's a circle time prompt over here on the left side with a greeting song, weather, calendar, and discussion question. There's community challenge activity, which is awesome. Always an art activity, a math game, and a literacy activity. You'll also see featured at the top of this page, a little circle that says STEAM Station, and you'll find a suggestion for STEAM play each day. A book suggestion, and a closing and music and movement activity. As you can see, there's so much to do each day. You might not even get to them all, so you might need to pick and choose or revisit some of those activities if you don't get to them. Preschoolers and toddlers will be creating the beehive process art activity using bubble wrap dipped in paint. They love this one. You can also make little bees with your fingerprints. Who Lives in the Bee Nest is a name recognition game using name tags. As you can see, this educator made a cute little beehive box. You can just use a regular box or a basket as well. Toddlers and preschoolers will receive yellow and black attribute block manipulatives this month. They are shapes in various sizes. You can see like 2 different size triangles and 2 different size rectangles. They're also different thicknesses, so there's lots to work with and describe using these blocks. A beehive poster with a rhyme is included for math and literacy activities that we'll be using throughout the month. How Many Bees in the Hive is a game each child will receive. They can practice their counting skills as well as their fine motor skills when they cut apart those game pieces. It's also a game they can take home and work with their families. Preschoolers and toddlers both will play the Fill the Honeycomb game with a die, a foam die, and a clear yellow bingo chip set. This game is very flexible. You can play it independently or with friends. Very fun. Your kids will love this one. Using shape cards or letter cards included in your box, preschoolers can practice writing with a craft stick made to look like a little bee in a tray of sand or colored salt. You can be as creative as you want here. Toddlers and preschoolers will both make a bee headband, which is a super fun dramatic play prop for indoors or outdoors. Hopefully it's nice enough to be getting outside every day. We'll talk about bee babies, and here's an example of the daily topic poster that's used for display at circle time. It's a great visual for children to see our topics up close and personal. Love those real photos that they include. Both preschoolers and toddlers will receive a beautiful One Busy Bee book. A storytelling set and magnets are included that coordinate with the book. Counting bee eggs is another fun math game that incorporates a sensory aspect, which is always a hit. Preschoolers will work on their pre-writing skills all month long with their My Little Journals. Each child gets a journal and each page has a prompt, or you can just be creative and come up with your own ideas. Transfer the Nectar is just one of 20 STEAM play ideas included in our curriculum each month. A guide with printable resources and question cards are available on member resources for you to download and implement these activities. They can also be purchased as a pre-printed pack if you'd prefer. This, as you can see, they're using pipettes to transfer colored water to an ice cube tray or an art painting tray. We'll make drones in the comb, process art, exploring the hexagon shape and using a stencil. Preschoolers make a puppet, a make and play creative art project that they can play with. Be Careful is a fun game that preschoolers love. You put the bee underneath one of the flowers and then you draw a card and you hope that you're not going to get the bee. So this is another game that can be played individually or in a group. It can also be used for practicing putting numbers in order. We'll learn about the letter K. Another fun STEAM activity is making bee nests and pollinating flowers with little pom-poms. We'll create nectar painting art with this colorful invitation to create. It's perfect for spring. Making letters with wiki sticks is fun too. It's a great way to explore creating letters in a hands-on way. So these wax letter activity pieces will be included. Our next letter is M for mouse, moon, and mushroom. Each child will receive an I Can Read book about bees and feature those sight words that we talked about earlier, like come and go, away, and here. Another make and play included this month are the bee puzzles. The children will cut apart the puzzle pieces and then work on creating their puzzles. And that's another activity they can take home and repeat. Our Forest Friend book this month is Be Respectful. Bee teaches us about respecting others. The book is also available as an audiobook on YouTube and other streaming platforms. There are coordinating puppets and story dictation pages to go along with the story. Then we'll start to learn about metamorphosis and the process of the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly. First, we'll start with the eggs on the leaf process art. Here's a hidden eggs math game. The child looks for eggs, foam egg pieces in a sensory tray, and then counts out how many she needs for each leaf. Open Your Egg is a fun letter game too. Preschoolers open an egg, identify the letter, and then write that letter on the leaf page. Then we'll make a caterpillar out of cornstarch noodles. We'll look at letters M, K, and X through eating through letters activity where the children roll a cube, identify the letter, and then use a hole puncher on that letter leaf. Look how engaged these children are. That's a very fun activity for them. You'll receive a shape math mat to use with the attribute blocks. These are great to use in your math center or to put on it as a table activity throughout the month. We'll make a yellow jacket collage. See, these bugs can be fun. We'll work on making the longest caterpillar with the attribute blocks. We'll focus on letter X with a little letter book and loose letter mats. Life cycle pattern cards are included. You see those on the top left, and we'll draw the life cycle of a butterfly as well. We'll further explore the life cycle of a butterfly with the paper plate life cycle wheel. Preschoolers will learn about symmetry using attribute blocks on butterfly wings. And the moth hole collage invitation to create allows children to think differently about ways that they can make holes in the paper, either by tearing it or with a paper punch, and then they glue this colorful paper over the moth holes. Turns out really cool. And you'll receive a puzzle that coordinates with the One Busy Bee book. There's a couple activities in the teacher guide for using the puzzle as well as just general play. Building caterpillars is a fun fine motor and sensory STEAM station idea that you could leave out for the week for children to explore making different kinds of patterns and colorful caterpillars. We'll introduce the concept of migration and create monarch butterflies. The toddlers will do this activity as well. Math and literacy are hands-on learning experiences with our curriculum. There's just a couple different examples here of using simple materials to learn about math and literacy through the butterfly math and the sunny letters. Both preschoolers and toddlers will make a colorful butterfly collage. Some of them may look like butterflies, some may not. There's a would you rather game for children to make decisions and make choices according to their likes and dislikes, and then also graph those responses. Here are the materials for the blue morpho butterfly lesson. Blue morpho butterflies live in the rainforest, so it's a little different than what we're used to seeing. It includes pollinator bingo, a literacy game, and a postcard literacy and pre-writing skill activity. Here's a coordinating STEAM station idea for taking this blue morpho butterfly theme outdoors, or you could do it indoors as well. I suppose use streamers in the tree to create a rainforest, and then we made blue morpho butterflies with different designs on them to hang in the rainforest, and then you can use it as a dramatic play area. Letters of the Rainforest Blue Morpho Butterfly game in action here. The peacock butterfly lesson resources are shown on this slide. There's a butterfly hunt game that you can set up around your room or even outdoors, butterfly make and play, and the UG sight word game. Her children are playing the pollinator bingo using those yellow bingo chips again, and playing the sight word game featuring the bug and rug UG words. Using pipettes and watercolors, children make these butterflies on coffee filters. You can also do the Designing Wings STEAM station. Don't forget to take your activities outdoors. This one's perfect for April outdoors. For the swallowtail lesson, there's a fun counting and sensory activity using Play-Doh and Google Eyes to make the scary eyes. Little guy reflected in the butterfly wings, the swallowtail, all those little spots are supposed to look like extra eyes on the butterfly. So we'll learn about that. And our last lesson for preschool is a lesson of Butterfly House. We'll make our portfolio page, play another literacy game, and then focus on those letters 15 and 16, as well as some of the other basic concepts for the month. We already saw some of the activities the toddlers will be participating in, but now I'll feature some of the resources, games, and art that are especially for toddlers. We know they have different needs and abilities. So the toddler circle time displays are a little different from preschool, but you can see we still display the shape and color. They also have sign language, 2 words each month we focus on. There's a weather chart. We'll also identify letter M, X, and K this month. Number 8 is the focus number for toddlers. And again, those yoga poses that we'll look at too. The toddler calendar is a little more simplified. We don't show the whole month, it's just a weekly calendar. So we're going to focus on those days of the week, a little bit simpler for toddlers to understand. The finger play and rhyme poster this month is called Here is the Beehive. That's super cute. That's something that toddlers will love to repeat each day. The toddler lessons focus around a book each week. So these are the 4 books that are included. We talked about 2 of them already, the One Busy Bee and the Be Respectful Forest Friends book. There's 2 more. The Meadow, the Hide and Seek Meadow book is a board book. And then there's a Follow the Path Butterfly book. Each week, a family newsletter is sent home so parents can follow along and understand what their child is discovering about that week. The first week of lessons are based on that One Busy Bee book. And then here's a highlight of some of the toddler activities for April. We already talked about a few of them. There's some different ones for toddlers as well. We'll do a butterfly color sort. You can see the mat using those attribute blocks to work on shapes and colors. Toddlers will also work on letter K activities. This one is kicking a ball. Toddlers will make the migrating butterfly to play with. They will also play the fill the honeycomb game. They'll work on talking about different sizes of butterflies, which one's bigger and smaller. They'll create a flower collage with nature items that they collect. You might want to have some extra nature type things around for them to create with. Here's a follow the flower directions that coordinates with the book, and there's some story pieces too to cut out for the children to hold and use to explore the story a little further. The K in Flowers is a sensory mat with cotton swabs, and you also use Play-Doh for this activity, focusing on numbers. There's a letter K coloring page. Toddlers also get stickers along with their curriculum. They love these stickers that coordinate with each story. Beautiful little pages for them to decorate with the story scene. And then they put the stickers on. There's a set of stacking cups included. We'll use these with water and sponges in a bowl or a bin. That'll be extra fun for toddlers. Week 2 is all about the Forest Friends book, Be Respectful. There's Be My Friend, focusing on colors. We're going to make a sunflower collage that looks so cute. They'll play this little game with an egg carton honeycomb using large white pom-poms and a spoon, transferring them back and forth, eye-hand coordination and one-to-one correspondence, and that repetition. They will just absolutely love this activity. Hexagon shape painting for toddlers, again, using those attribute blocks. And there's a honeycomb sensory mat that they're going to use the blocks on as well. And wooden letter activities to make letter K. So we're going to put tape on the floor and then put those blocks on the letter K. Great way to explore letters with toddlers. Another sticker scene featuring the forest friend bee and some flowers. Again, they're going to make that adorable little bumblebee headband. Parents are going to love seeing their little kiddos come home in that. And then where's Blue Bee? Using the Be Respectful book and story pieces, we're going to learn about the book in a different way, playing a little game. And then there's a coloring activity featuring different colors of the rainbow. They'll do a name recognition activity and talk about those attribute blocks again, thick and thin, opposites, and great way to incorporate sensory play with Play-Doh and blocks. Week 3, we'll talk about this meadow book, which bug is hiding using the stacking cups. Letter M will be covered. They're also going to paint the butterfly with the pipettes, maybe cotton balls, liquid paint, and a coffee filter. Hiding in the meadow is using the storytelling pieces in some bowls, and we're going to hide those little creatures, play a game with that. They will also do the activities that the preschoolers did, just a little different format for the longest caterpillar using the attribute blocks. There's another adorable sticker story scene that toddlers will create, practicing those fine motor skills, so important. And then 8 Bees in the Meadow is a sensory mat. You can use with Play-Doh or pom-poms. You can be creative with that as well, using nature items found outdoors. We're going to make a caterpillar collage and play the fly to letters game, so they can, kind of work on letter identification between the butterflies and the flowers. Move the Bee board game using pom-poms and shape cards. They're going to color letter M. You could also use watercolors for this, or paint with ice or pom-poms. Just be creative with that, giving them lots of options to be creative. We're going to use some real flowers or silk flowers and do some little flower arranging on a tray in different size vases. Great STEM activity for toddlers. And then they'll make this little bee puppet to wrap up that week of activities from the meadow. Next, we'll talk about butterflies. And the book that is featured with this is called Follow the Path Butterflies. We'll make butterfly wing designs similar to what we saw with the toddler or with the preschool, but a little different. It won't necessarily be, this one's actually using paint to decorate their butterflies and painting with blocks. We'll look at letter X, making a letter X with sticks, like craft sticks. We'll talk about taking care of plants, great way to introduce nature. And a letter X coloring page, again, be creative. It doesn't have to be just crayons. Preschoolers can finger paint, or toddlers can finger paint, and they love to use brushes and different tools for painting as well. Sensory mat for letter X is super cute with the xylophone. And then again, some more stickers on the blue background, beautiful colored butterflies, and counting wings activity to use markers and on this game. Butterfly collage, we already saw a picture of that. Again, toddlers, their art might not look like a butterfly, but we're talking about colors, textures, shape, spatial awareness, and then just that process of gluing and sticking and cause and effect. The signs that we'll introduce for toddlers are up and down. And there's a butterfly flower match game. A cocoon bag, it's using butterfly photos. We're going to cut apart those butterfly photos and set out crayons, and each child will decorate their cocoon. So that's a little look of some of the toddler specific activities, always adorable, super fun, and developmentally appropriate for our toddlers.